How's it going? Welcome to another episode of The Top Table, where you submit the questions and we give you the answers. This week we're also going to introduce a new portion of the Top Table where we pick a topic and we just kind of discuss it amongst ourselves. And it's going to be a hot topic in the Pokemon community. We're not just going to pull these topics out of our hat.
We'll be picking them out of
It's usually a bowl.
Yeah. We'll be picking them out of the bowl. Actually, I'm just gonna submit the topic to you so you can actually hear what we have to talk about. I want to thank you guys for coming back, tuning in yet another week, and we will be giving those championship festivals away very shortly. If you're watching this, we're probably picking the winner from last week's competition. So
I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, stay tuned and make sure you watch our video to pick the winners, because I think there's going to be like, what, 7 winners or however many cards there are, that's how many winners there is.
Right, and if this is your first time tuning in, make sure you check out last week's episode, see what those cards are we're giving away.
I guess we will go ahead and get right on into today.
All right.
So coming out of the first big regional of the year, I think it was actually the biggest regional of all, Fort Wayne.
It was quite impressive to start the season.
Something.
Over 800 people.
Yeah, over 800.
Great start of the season. I think that's only going to get bigger and bigger, and I think that is a true statement of how big Pokemon is.
Yeah, it just goes to show how much the game has grown within the past year.
Yeah.
So basically, the topic I wanted to discuss is kind of just a question. So how do you guys feel about the West Coast regionals being primarily expanded? I think it's like 2 standard ones, but one of those is in Vancouver, so it's in another country. Not a lot of people don't have a passport and don't have the means to travel out of the country. So sure, it's on the West Coast, but does it really count? So if you count the ones in this country, we only have 1 standard tournament on the West Coast. And what do we have, about 8?
No, it's
6.
There's 6 altogether. 4 of them are expanded. 2 of them, if you count Vancouver, are standard.
Yeah, so we have 6 total on the West Coast.
They have 9.
And it's 4-2
on the East Coast. And Dallas, we're counting Dallas as West Coast.
Well, you do have a lot more people on the East Coast, so I get the 6-9 ratio, but
it was 8-7 last year.
Yeah.
And they took Arizona away from us. That's basically what happened. They took Arizona away, and then they took Seattle away and turned it into Vancouver. So basically, we just lost Arizona, which sucks.
Well, I think Pokemon's trying to figure out the best way to do it. It's growing rapidly, and I think they're making their best effort to try and make the right decision. And if they get it wrong, they try again the following year.
That almost over 800 people showed up to Indianapolis. Indiana. Sorry, Fort Wayne, Indiana. So that just goes to show that I think they know what they're talking about. Moving the majority of their regionals to the East Coast is going to have a larger turnout.
Probably.
It's also a business sense.
Yeah.
So you got to look at it like that. But
they also made League Cup, or it only 400 points.
Right. It is only 400 points to get into Worlds.
So League Cups, you can do League Cups, and you don't need as many regionals. But traveling is just fun.
So how do you feel about all expanded here on the West Coast? We don't have much standard tournaments going on.
Like if you play on the West Coast and the only regionals you're gonna go to are West Coast regionals, you'll have your League Cups that will be standard, but if you're playing in big tournaments, you're playing expanded.
Does that even make sense for like these local League Cups to be running only standard tournaments or mostly standard tournaments when everything on the West Coast is expanded?
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Like,
I know at our shop they're at least running.
You got to play both.
Well, at our shop last year, when there was an expanded or standard regional coming up, we always took the time to prepare for that. So
it would be that,
I think it's going to kind of go along the same lines where, like, okay, we're going to have 3 expanded tournaments in a row, so we're probably not going to be playing standard for a few weeks.
Yeah.
And then probably the next month, we have a standard format. So that whole month we may be playing just standard.
Yeah.
So and obviously we're going to be playing more expanded than standard, but I think that's good. That's really good for the game, especially with the growth, because now it's going to get newer players developed into expanded format.
Well, how do you guys feel about like with Versus Seeker rotating out of standard format? Are you more inclined to play standard now? Are you more inclined to play expanded now?
It's gonna scare people away, to be honest. I think there's a lot of new players, and we can see it at locals where they don't even want to play expanded.
Right.
There's just too much. They don't want to get involved.
They don't know how to
and
build
then
a
like
deck.
that's the one thing I'm scared about is that you're gonna have all these new players. You're gonna start running only expanded stuff because West Coast is only expanded, and they're gonna shy away, and we're gonna lose players. I hope that's not the reason. I hope people adapt and they see that expanded format is fun. You have so much more options, and they continue to play. But you'll have that handful of people that are just like, oh, this is stupid, and I'm done.
I think it's crucial that like local leagues and stuff like that kind of take it upon themselves to push the expanded format and try and make players more comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Just so that doesn't happen.
I think the problem is it's just, coming from a new player's perspective, even though I'm excited about expanded this year, but I've had, 9 months to get into the game.
Right.
It's a lot to get into when there's so many cards you don't know what do.
Yeah,
I mean, it's hard enough to learn what these cards in the standard rotation do when you're first coming to the game. Now I got to worry about how many sets that I've never even heard of.
Right.
What are these cards doing? What does like Blastoise Deluge do?
Where do I even find these cards?
Yeah, and how do I even get these cards? And,
it is tough. It's tough. It's hard for any new player to just jump into a format that's big. That's that big, but I mean, it is what it is at this point. Like, if you're gonna play at regionals and you're gonna play this season, and you live on the West Coast, you're playing expanded.
Yeah.
Plain simple.
Yeah. You don't have a choice.
There's no way around it, unless your tournament, your TA just does standard format for you, and you don't travel, and you just play standard and make worlds that way somehow.
It's possible. That's possible. It's going to be a lot more difficult, but it's. Having that diversity in the game is, I think it's required.
I think it's really good.
In becoming a world class player, a world championship player. Like, obviously you have a guy like Pablo. Congratulations to him joining the team. Yeah. I'm super excited about it, and placing third at Worlds. And he's super good in standard. What?
He's 7th at Worlds.
Was he
this year? Yeah.
Oh, I thought he placed third. My bad. But even with this regional passing, his first expanded regional and getting top 32, that's really good. So it's just kind of nice to see the game.
I think the expanded format's definitely needed. Like, it stops the game from getting stale.
Yeah.
Like, there's multiple times where you're playing standard and the meta's just garbage. You're like, I'm tired of playing. This one deck is just too good and it beats everything. You can play this other one, it's not that good. But then you have expanded. Like, if you look at Fort Wayne, the top 32 were so diverse. Like, everything just seems good. Like, top everything 30. Has a chance.
Top 33.
Oh, yeah, we'll get into that later.
All right, well, I guess that's about it for West Coast expanded tournaments. Kevin kind of blew the surprise when he mentioned Pablo, but if you don't know already, I'd like to...
Sorry.
I was going to take this time before we dipped into some questions to welcome Pablo Meza and Sam Hoff to the Sacker Scoop team. It's a pleasure. We're so excited to see what the future brings. We are adding 2 tremendous players, both top 16 last year, coming into this season on fire. I know Pablo's expecting to go to all 15 regionals, and Sam's going to a handful of regionals himself. So look for us making a big wave this year. We're going to be at a lot, and we have a couple more players in mind, so stay tuned for some good news coming in the future.
Sacker Scoop on the map.
With that being said, I think today we'll go ahead and let good old Zach scoop up the first question.
Okay.
And see what he has to pull out here. This will be the first time he's pulled out ever.
Background Gamers from YouTube asks, what set do you think has the best art and what card looks the coolest?
Well, I'll go first.
Sure.
Steam Siege
has the best art.
Dude, the freaking secret rare Volcanion.
Is
plus,
ugly.
He's a hot boy.
Oh, God. Oh, God. I should have seen that coming.
I like the Steam Siege. I like the Steam Siege art. The dual typing is super cool.
Bro, you can't steal my. You can't steal my.
No,
art.
I'm not knocking it. I'm enhancing what you're saying. That is not my favorite though.
You don't like it?
No.
Well, you're not a hot boy then.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I'm trying to avoid all.
What do you
hot
like
boys.
then?
Definitely the set, hard gold, solar silver set with, like, the way those cards were like, that artwork is very unique. All their trainers have Pokemon in it. Like, there's the Piplups and there's the Roserade and there's the Switch with Chikorita. Like, I love those. I will play that Switch over Gold Switch any day. Like,
Chikorita Switch.
That's like
Piplup Super Scoop Up.
Well, I got a box back there. I'll be opening soon.
Yeah, that sounds dope.
I mean, I love the artwork in that series as well.
Like, I like all
the
those
energies
arts.
are really cool.
The energy switch, it has Typhlosion in it. Like, there's so many cool things in that.
Definitely a cool art, but it's a little more nostalgic. It's a little more simple, which is cool. It's good, but
And the coolest card.
Speaking of Typhlosion, he's a hot boy.
Typhlosion is a hot boy.
Anyway, we can't just name all fire Pokemon hot boys, all right?
Why not? Why not?
Because
the hot boys. That'll be the team.
No.
Yeah.
You're gonna ruin all fire Pokemon
led by the blacksmith.
Oh my god. But my favorite card is full art Celebi. I think it just looks amazing. I think that's like my favorite. I don't even own one. I shouldn't. But like,
amazing.
It's amazing. Grass Pokemon are the best too.
I like the newest artworks coming out with Sun and Moon. I really like the combination of everything. The only thing I really don't like is the Rainbow Rares, but everything else, looks amazing.
Yeah. I like the Tapu Lele Rainbow Rares.
Tapu Lele Rainbow Rares, nice.
Because you can fit it in any deck.
You
but the full arts are so cool with the colored background matching the energy.
When that first happened in the first Sun and Moon, I was like, these look ugly. Like Turtonator, that shit looks ugly.
Right.
But like
Turtonators fly.
It's
the full art.
No, I like the full art.
You like
it
the
grew,
full art?
Yeah, it grew
Yeah,
on me.
it looks
Initially,
so
I was like,
dope.
oh,
It
that's too
looks
much
bad.
red.
No,
but
it's so dope.
contrast
The
of
blue
it is
makes
so
it pop.
nice.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
I didn't like Turtonator.
Plus, he's a hot boy.
I didn't like Espeon or Umbreon full art, but now like the new set's coming, like
Right.
the Gliscod looks amazing.
Yeah,
full art.
that's more so what I'm
Like,
talking about. Like
those ones look amazing.
as the sets have kind of come in with Sun and
Tapu
Moon,
Lele,
the artwork has just been
I mean,
better and better.
The full arts look really good.
Well, we're talking about artwork, man. I like the Japanese style artwork.
I was just gonna
so
tap into that.
sick, man.
I'm hoping that we get like that Mewtwo where he's in the
it's in the
in the pod, the Team Rocket's pod. Oh my god!
Even the shaman looks like a beast. Our shaman looks like a little
Best of XY set.
wuss.
Ooh,
We're
that's
gonna
gonna
get
be
that.
amazing.
Our shaman looks like he's
out
out there eating grass all day. Their shaman looks like he's kicking ass all
They've
day.
had it for months already.
Yeah, but we're gonna get it. It's just gonna cost like $80.
Just wait for the best of XY set.
Yeah, it comes with 14 full arts. So
Yep, it's all full arts.
I'm just gonna have to.
Is that going to be we're going to get every card that's in that set in that?
No, you're
all
only
the
getting
good
the
cards.
14 full arts.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll order a box of Best of XY Japanese and open it up on
Yeah, let's not do
what's
that.
in the box.
That'd be cool. People like
Why
Japanese
not?
cards?
People might want to see that.
You could do whatever.
We
you
don't do
want.
this whole channel. Doesn't revolve around what Zach likes.
Did it say it did?
If it did, we'd freaking play grass Pokemon and look at freaking Celebi all day.
Dragonite. We'd be playing
Play
Dragonite.
Oh man.
Dragonite, Black Kyurem.
Anything else you guys want to add about
No,
artwork?
against Blackbeard.
Oh yeah. No, that's it. Yeah.
All the arts are dope.
All right.
There's not many that suck.
Yeah, Pokemon's done
They
pretty
do
well
alright.
about developing their artwork as the seasons have gone on.
They're really cool. And like the claymation ones look
Oh,
pretty
those
cool.
ones are awesome.
And
yeah.
the like knitting or
Yeah, the ones that are like knitted.
Yeah, those
are
look cool too. I don't know. They're all cool.
Sorry guys, I just
All
had to
right.
kill this bug.
Let's go ahead and
Yeah,
murderer.
I had to murder it.
Hey, I have to eat it.
No, I'm not eating it.
All right, now you've murdered a bug on
Murdered a bug.
live on YouTube. You saw it first.
Called PETA.
Kevin Kitty the Killer. Please don't call Pete on us.
Oh
There
my
was-
gosh! All right,
there was
all right,
no
I'm gonna
bug
dive in
there.
here. I'm gonna dive in here then.
Stuff up.
If you would have ate it, then you would have got away with it, bro.
Protein, the protein.
Yeah, if you kill it, eat
Where's my protein?
Hunter.
it. He said there's a bug. Bop.
Yeah, I had to bop him. He's in my way. All right.
Nah.
Sage Roswell from Twitter asks, what do you think about this top 33 cut?
From Fort Wayne, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Fort Wayne.
Oh,
I
man.
think it's stupid. Like,
Why don't you explain to us what happened there, Zach?
so I actually had to look it up today because there's big controversy on Hey Fonte that the guy that got 33rd, he got 33rd. He's upset that he didn't get the same prizes as top 32. So I had to ask myself. I'm like, why was it top 33?
Day too.
You didn't have to.
Yeah.
but I had to ask. I was like, why is there a top 33 at all? So I was informed that because the regional is so high in numbers, it was the biggest regional ever, the cut was either top 32 or the players that had 21 points, whichever number was higher. So if there was more people with 21 points, then that's the cut. So
and what sucks about having 33 people is there's a draw every round, there's a bye every round.
Yeah. It's so weird.
So now, like, and the way you get paired up, it's pretty much luck. You're pretty much the most unlucky person to get the 33rd spot.
And like,
he should have got better side price support. If you're gonna run that tournament like that, which I think we all think we shouldn't run it like that.
Yeah, it just shouldn't
you should cut the top 32 and you should bubble.
What.
Yeah.
There's money involved.
Yeah.
Everyone's playing their butts off. We're testing. Hey,
like,
if you're 33 in day one, hey, good job, great, you did amazing. You filled it through almost over 800 people to get there, but guess what? You fell one short.
People bubble out
it's
all the time.
Yeah, bubble's part of the game, and like for them to do that, it's like.
I come from the poker world, and if you bubble, you bubble. That's it.
Yeah,
it's
that's
done.
And like you look at it, people get over it. Like they see like, oh crap, I bubbled.
Horrible. Like I don't know who thought that. Like there should have. I know that's what it says and everything, but there should have been something.
And that guy, he's got to he didn't go into day 2 as 33.
No.
He got 33 because of his buys and his matchups, that, and the other.
Yeah,
so he played. He did what he's supposed to. He played and tried to play the best he can, and due to unfair circumstances, which being a buy every round. I mean, it's day 2. There shouldn't be no buys.
But again, this is the largest that they've seen, so they're just unfamiliar with the territory.
It needs to cut to top 32.
Hopefully, it's something
that's
they'll
the
learn
biggest
from.
thing. That's got to be changed. In my opinion, they're never again.
Hopefully, it's something that they'll learn from, though.
Never again. Should top the top 32. Please don't have that happen, because it looks so bad. It's like having a room full of like people. Everyone gets $100, but you, Johnny.
Yeah.
But you don't get it because
it's the your team game.
Yeah,
I don't want him. He's on your team.
It's just one person. To exclude one person is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Do I think he deserves the top 32? Yes, because it shouldn't have never happened.
Yeah.
This situation shouldn't
you
never
should make
happen.
up prize support for him.
Definitely.
Like,
it should transition to like a day 2. There's a minimum prize pool.
The guy originally who was 33rd should have took the hit. Like he shouldn't have got anything. You got 33rd. Shouldn't even been in day 2.
But
I don't know. Like the whole situation's dumb, and there's just an easy way to avoid it. Just never have this situation. Top 32, move on.
Cut it at top 32. Let the bubble.
But it's kind of funny that Pokemon gave the okay to do this because it seems anti-Pokemon because they want to promote equality and fun, and not leave it and nobody left out, stuff like that. So
I don't know.
It's just kind of funny to see this be allowed, but
the rules are so weird because I also read something on HeyFun about a guy. Did you see the Vikavolt list?
I did not.
He's playing Vikavolt, right?
Right.
He wasn't playing any Charge Bugs. He just played Grubbums, 4 Grubbums, 4 Vikavolt, and 4 Rare Candy. And he wrote Charge Bugs instead of Vikavolts.
Wow.
And from last year regionals when I was playing, if that happened, right, you would get a game loss, and you get to keep the cards.
Yeah.
From what he wrote, he got the round he tied. Right after he tied, he got deck checked. They gave him a loss on that round, so instead of a tie, he got a loss. And then he got a game loss in his next round. So the first game of that match, he got a game loss.
Wow.
And then they took all his Grubbins and turned them into energy.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, I've never heard
I've heard of that.
That's like mixing them both.
That happened to Martine in Utah last year, where he he forgot to write something down, and then
But they let
made
him keep it.
They made him put in the energies.
Really?
Yes, they made him put in
Because
the
that happened
energies.
at Utah against me, and they let him keep it. These judges need to get this straight.
Yeah,
because that's ridiculous. Because I was in top 32 in Utah as
Right.
well. My opponent came over to me with the judge, and he's like, "You got a deck check." He didn't put Spirit Links for his Mega Mewtwo on the list. They gave him a game 1 loss and let him keep the Spirit Links. And then he ended up beating me, which makes me even saltier. But if he doesn't have Spirit Links, there's no way he can beat me. They need to decide what it is.
I'm pretty sure in the rules they have to be transitioned to energies.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
If that's what the rules are, then
Yeah, that's
every
what it
judge
should
should
be.
know that.
The
Like,
judges need to get that straight.
if you guys have a problem with the judges, not to hang the judges, crucify them, they're doing a hard job. But
Yeah, they do a good
if you
job.
think the judge is making the wrong call, then call the head judge over and get his approval on that, because these type of things really do matter in a game.
Yeah.
If you think you're getting the wrong call, make sure you call the head judge over.
He played the guy with no Grubbins.
Yeah.
He played Tapu Bulu. He had played 1 Virizion, and he had 5 more rounds. He played without Grubbins, played it out. He won 4 out of 5.
Wow, just
no-
Parisian.
Yeah, with 1 Virizion and Tapu Bulu. I was like,
Good for him. Good for him.
he's a monster.
Yeah, that's a beast.
All right. Well, anything else you guys want to add to this?
Yeah, if you guys have any more information on that subject, you want to chime in and kind of post your 2 cents, we'd be happy to hear it.
But the funny part is, like, there's these stories. They always come out after a regional. It's like there's not many regionals that run smooth, which Pokemon's got to get on top of that. I think there's
It's,
always something.
Such
Pokemon-
large events, they're difficult to organize like that.
And there's the tournament. The TO, the tournament operators. The tournament operator is not doing a tournament every month, every week. He's doing one when it comes to his town.
Not true. These people travel. When I go to events, the ones on the West Coast, it's almost the same judges almost at every regional.
Yeah, just about.
So almost the same people at every regional.
And I know some West Coast judges travel. One of the guys that we
These guys do a lot of events, so they gotta be on the same page. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, get it together, judges. We thank you for your service. I mean, we couldn't play this game without you, but
There's
this is
always
something you
something.
guys need to discuss in the judge meeting beforehand. I mean, how are you guys going to punish a deck check that comes out negative or positive?
Yeah, I don't know.
However you want to
It
look
should
at
just
it.
be, no
I
matter
don't
what,
know.
it should
I
be
don't
a
know.
universal. It should be a universal punishment.
Shouldn't even
All
be a
right,
thought.
I'm trying to wrap this up, but the boys keep chiming in.
Haha.
You guys have anything else to say?
No, that's
I
it.
think we're solid.
Can I
That's
wrap
it.
it up?
Sure.
Wrap it up.
All right. Well, thank you for watching us. Make sure you go follow Pablo Meza on YouTube and Twitter. Make sure you go follow Sam Hoff on YouTube and Twitter. Oh, Sam's not on YouTube.
No,
I
he's
don't
on
think.
Instagram.
He's on Instagram though, and he's on Twitter. So these are the 2 new team members to Sacker Scoop. We welcome them with open arms, as we hope you all do too. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned next week. Make sure you give us the thumbs up if you like this. Click the bell next to the subscribe button. And if you haven't already, click that subscribe button. But for now,
Let's scoop it up.